The following is an encore presentation of stories from the Dooralong Transformation Centre.
Hour or so, sitting in for Mr. Phil, the British guy who sounds all nice and polished and everything. Well, you know what? That ain't me. But we're still doing Dooralong today. We're going to have fun. In the studio, I got with me an individual wearing a Raiders singlet. Amen and amen. I'm a Raiders fan. So, Mel, welcome to the studio.
Thank you.
I got to ask, are you a Raiders fan? Oh, don't tell me it was gifted to you, was it?
No, I bought it.
You did?
But I'm not a sporty kind of person. I just liked it. It was, yeah.
That's good. I can handle that. We will stop right there. So we'll stop right there. But I also love the tie-dye. I like tie-dye stuff. I like it. This looks so cool. But I'm a Raiders nut. So I was bummed when they moved to Las Vegas. Come back to California where you belong. But that's all right. You ever been to California?
Oh, no, I wish.
You wish? Well, we may have to organize that. So
I'll be in.
We'll start a fund. Send Mel to California. It won't be a one-way ticket. You got to come back, though, okay?
Definitely.
Government says you got to come back after 30 days. Mel's our guest today from Dooralong. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Excellent. So, first off, Mel, let's start off by you telling us a bit about yourself.
So...
We already know your name's Mel. Melissa, and that you're a Raiders fan. Yes.
Well, I am from now on.
That's right. Been drafted.
So, I'm just... I don't know. I'm just... And I'm a mother of four. I've got 4 children.
Amen.
Yeah, I'm just... I don't know.
You're Mel. You're a mother of 4.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Ages?
So I've got a 23-year-old daughter.
Okay.
I've got a 17... that's Alexa. I've got a 17-year-old son, Jordan. I've got a 10-year-old boy... 11. He's 11 now.
11.
Michael, and Logan, he's just turned 9.
Jordan was on a list of names to my daughter.
Oh, okay,
yeah. We settled on Brooklyn.
Yeah.
But Jordan was it. Jordan was one of them.
Well, my Jordan, whether he was a girl or a boy, he was going to be...
I know. How cool is that? How cool is that? Tell you something off air about that. Anyway. So how long have you been at Dooralong?
So I've been there now 6.5 months.
6.5 months.
This is not my first time at Dooralong. I was there previously 3 years ago.
Okay.
Left after 6 months. And although I got clean, I didn't get clean straight away. Like I had a little bit of a lapse.
I got you.
Then, yeah.
Okay. Let's go back to the beginning.
Okay.
Where were you born?
Newcastle.
Yeah, Newcastle gal.
Yeah.
Oh, I spent 20 years in Newcastle. Wow.
Yeah.
What suburb?
Wall's End.
Wall's End?
Yeah.
No, I was at, a few different places. Ended up in Corlette before I ended up to the Nelson Bay and then back to here.
Yeah. Nice.
So, long route to the coast. But, I have fond memories of that.
Yeah.
So, born and raised in Newcastle?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
High school?
Well, I didn't really go to high school when I had my daughter pretty young.
Okay.
So I had a great upbringing. My parents are supportive. We had a good childhood. I just rebelled.
Yeah.
Going to that year 7, I rebelled.
We all have our time.
Yeah. So I was going to say unfortunately, but not unfortunately, because I love my daughter.
Yes.
I fell pregnant at 14 and got into the drug scene pretty early.
Right, okay.
Pretty early.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Christian household, non-Christian household?
Well, my dad's Italian, so we lived with Nonna, and it's Roman Catholic, of course.
Yes.
Of course. So
you've got no choice.
Yeah. So not overly, but yeah.
Yeah. No. They always have. They're in touch.
Yes.
There's always something there. No, I
Absolutely.
get you on that one.
Absolutely.
So you said you had your daughter, and that was your introduction into the drug culture.
Yeah. Well, year 7 was really. Okay. So year 7, I started meeting different people, and I think the excitement of it all.
Yeah.
Because I've got 2 sisters, but they're so I've got Kaylin, she's 6 years older than me, and then I've got Emery, she's 6 years older than Kaylin.
Wow,
so there's a
huge
bit of a gap.
Spread there, yes.
Yeah. So although me and my middle sister were kind of close, we still had that bit of
That's a
separation.
huge gap.
Yeah.
So how many in your family?
Just me and the 2 girls.
Just 2 girls. Wow, that's a nice breakfast and lunch. And that's a huge spread.
Yeah.
Okay, so So you said that it looked exciting.
Yeah. And it
false
was
glamour is what I call it.
Exactly.
But yes.
Well, now I can say that.
In hindsight, yes.
But yes, so I started off obviously drinking alcohol and a whopping school, like wagging school.
Yeah.
Drinking alcohol and smoking pot, and then I don't know whether to say fortunately, unfortunately, but I fell pregnant.
As a consequence to you. Yeah. Look, they're all doors.
Yeah.
They're all doorways.
Yeah.
Alcohol seems to be, it's cemented itself in this culture.
Yeah.
And socially acceptable.
Yes.
And it's, highly debatable amongst Christians. Should we drink or shouldn't we?
Yeah.
I'm a firm believer. If something has the potential to harm you, you should really leave it alone. But then again, overeating does as well. So it's a fine line.
Yes.
So, but
yes.
I've come to the conclusion that it's a choice.
Yeah.
You choose.
Absolutely.
My wife and I, we choose not to.
Yeah.
Because we don't know how it's going to affect our children.
Yeah.
And I don't want to introduce them to something that might harm them.
Yeah.
But I'm not ignorant. I know they will come across it.
Yes.
I know at some point in time someone's going to actually offer them something.
Yeah.
I know. So, but there are doorways. If you get sucked into one, the next door is waiting for you.
Yes.
The evil dude that opposes us is very crafty.
Absolutely.
And he sets those things up. So you walk through a few of those doors.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
so...
I'm grateful that I do have a good family, and although they didn't quite agree with my decision to keep Alexa, they still supported me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. So yeah, it was a long.
Yeah.
I don't know what the words are. But,
yeah, I know. My youngest sister went through the same thing.
Yeah.
She was a scholar. She was being recruited. She's the smartest one of all of us. Smartest one. Fell pregnant twice in high school.
Yeah.
And just missed her window completely. But my mom gave it a choice.
Yeah.
If you want to keep it, I'll help you.
Yeah.
If you don't, I'll help you.
Yeah.
If you want to keep it and go back to school, I'll help you. So I know the difference between a supportive family.
Yeah.
And one that's, at odds with you or has angst with you.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
hats off to your family. You sound like you got a really good family there.
Yes.
Really supportive family.
I don't think I would have survived without my family.
Yeah. I think probably there was some degree of disappointment there.
Oh, absolutely.
But the love there, it covers everything. So
absolutely.
Now, truth time. Did they know everything or did they just know some things?
Well, no, only some things.
Only some things?
Yeah.
No.
So, yeah, absolutely.
Yes, you only need something a little bit, just enough to get yourself in some hot water.
Yeah,
that's all right. No, I can't blame you. I can't blame you on that. It's a daunting task to let those things out, especially to the ones that love, and trust you.
Yeah,
because the disappointment's going to hit.
Absolutely. I mean, now that I'm older and everything, I'm really transparent, is that the word, with my family?
Yes.
Yeah, they
you're a
know.
lot wiser.
Yeah, well.
Yes.
Yeah,
Amen.
I would like to think so.
Nothing goes waste in the kingdom. We learn or we win.
Yeah.
We don't lose anything.
Yeah.
You learn or you win.
Yeah.
And you learn from that.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. But so having Alexa so young, I went through that stage of because I grew up with my mum my dad went out and worked. My mum took care of my dad. My mum took care of us kids at home. Yeah. So, and that was my perfect family.
Yes.
So with having Alexis so young, that's all I ever wanted was a mum, a dad, looking after the children.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I really searched for that kind of
that structure.
Yes. And I was obviously looking in the wrong places, and
unfortunately happens. Yeah.
Sadly,
no.
And so a lot of my relationships and stuff were based on drugs or domestic violence, or drugs and domestic violence.
Yeah.
And sadly, I moved on to the harder drugs, obviously, after I had Alexa, and went to using heroin. And I stayed with that for about 8-9 years, and then I had Jordan by that time, and then they were sadly removed from my care.
Okay. Did they go to your parents?
Thankfully, Alexa went to my mum and dad. Thankfully, Jordan had a good dad, and he took him on board. And then, so I think it was about 2001, between 2001 2004, I went to a different rehab, and I overcome my heroin addiction.
Good for you.
The sad thing was, I went from using heroin to coming out thinking that I could use other drugs.
Oh, yes, no.
Yes.
No, that's
yes.
what I call false confidence.
Yes.
False glamour, false confidence.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, so, and then I come out to use the ice and stuff, and I still had all my old behaviours, and yes, so that didn't go really well.
No, they tend to return.
Yes.
Yes. Yes, they tend to come back really quick.
Absolutely,
so, no.
absolutely. And then and then I had, obviously years, because I've been using drugs, sadly, for 25 years of my life. I've had my little breaks and stuff, but never anything that's, anything that's stuck, sadly.
Yeah.
And I, so in amongst that time, I had my son, again, my son Michael. Again, abusive relationships, drug relationships, and...
Was Dad a drug user as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, all my children's fathers were. So, and I really thought that if I had the perfect family, everything would be better, but it doesn't. Sadly, it doesn't work.
It doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't work that way. Okay.
So, and then I had Logan, my youngest son, and again, same thing going on, and sadly, that relationship, he got with a very close family member of mine, and that just destroyed
that
me.
would have,
yeah, absolutely destroyed
me. What did the kids say,
so,
devoed?
So
Yes,
then, because of the drug use, they were removed as well, and then that just made me spiral down.
Dooralong, before we left the break, we delved into your past a bit. And saw your foray into the drug life, drug culture, birth of your 4 children, and now to your 4th. I guess we had what's called a moment of clarity, and you thought, "Hang on, what am I doing?"
Yeah.
And before we left off, you said, with a big smile on your face, "I found Dooralong."
Yes.
Seriously, like you found some candy in your pocket. 'Cause that look on your face was like, "Yay!" So, but this was the first time you found Dooralong, correct?
No, actually, the second.
It was the second?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell us about the first.
So the first time was... So my 2 youngest boys were sadly removed from my care because of my drug use and domestic violence. And I reached out to Dooralong, and I just don't think personally I was completely ready.
You're ready to
get,
end all this.
Yeah. As hard as it was, and I was just grateful that my boys got placed in a good home, a very loving home.
Would have been peace of mind for you.
Yes.
Because people don't realize the tug of war that's going on at that moment. I hear people say, once you just get off the drugs, it's not that easy.
Well, I went into Dooralong saying to myself, because I was so broken that my boys were gone, that I just wanted to get them back. As much as I do still want to get them back, I know it's a process now, and I know that I need to be completely healed and completely ready, because I've come to the realization I don't need to stuff them up any more than they already have been.
Good for you.
So but when I first come into Dooralong, that's I was like, no, I'm getting my children back. And unfortunately, when I left, it all come crashing down.
Yeah, came crashing down.
Yeah.
Talk to us about that. I mean, you left, and because some people do, it does take a couple of times for some people.
Yeah.
It does. The once sometimes isn't always a magic bullet.
Yeah.
And sometimes they have to repeat. No shame in that.
No, not anymore.
But the reason why I asked is that there will be a lot of people who have done it and it failed, who'll be thinking, oh, I've tried it already.
Well, so I come out, and my personally biggest problem is well, it was letting go of my old associates
Yeah.
in the drug world. So I sort of just started hanging around them again, and then I fell straight back into it. I pulled myself up after, I think it was about 3 months at that time, and then I got myself a job, but I'd sort of put everything on the back burner, like all my NA, all my connections, all like good connections, everything, and I just put my heart and soul into working, and I burnt myself out.
Ooh.
Yeah, and then I relapsed again.
Yeah, that support mechanism just wasn't there.
Yeah, absolutely,
No,
absolutely,
okay, I
and
agree.
that is one of the biggest things that you need to keep a hold of.
Yeah.
Yes. To get through this.
Yeah, you do need it. You need, I mean, I think the Bible even says you can't do anything by yourself.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Well, sillily? Is that a word?
I think that's in the ghetto dictionary. Sillily. How many L's in there?
I'm so sorry. I thought I could do it on my own.
Yeah.
I thought I don't need this. I've overcome the heroin, so I can do it again. But I burnt myself out, and sadly I relapsed again. And then I just had enough. I think I got to a point in my life and I just said, enough's enough. I can't do this anymore. It always ends the same way, and that's in turmoil and hurt and sadly not wanting to live anymore.
Yeah, that cycle normally ends there.
Yeah.
That's where that cycle normally ends if you don't reach out for help.
Yes.
You know, and that's just the craftiness of the devil. He'll just spin you around and around.
Yep.
To, I just can't take this anymore.
Absolutely.
And basically he's got you that twisted you can't think straight.
Yeah.
That's basically what it is.
Yeah. So although I'd known about Dooralong, I had said, because it was at the start of COVID, so I'd said to myself, I'll ring them whenever. But I had put myself into detox just to have that bit of sanity. And by the grace of God, Barry called the detox and said, is there anybody that wants to come in? And I just said to myself, if I don't do it now, I'm never going to do it.
Amen.
Yeah.
It's good of you that you still had the willpower to take yourself to detox. Yeah. I mean, if you hadn't done Dooralong, who knows the first time? Who knows if that strength would have been there for you to take yourself, back?
I don't think it would have been.
Wow. So Barry rings the detox at you and checked yourself in.
Yes.
And they just came, down? Who wants to go to Dooralong?
And then, as I said to myself, if I don't do it now, I'm never going to do it. I hadn't thought of, I hadn't packed my house up. I hadn't thought of any of that. But if I don't do it now, it's like by the grace of God, it happened. So,
Amen.
Barry just done an intake, and I think I went in there on the Friday, and I was at Dooralong on the Tuesday.
How's that?
So I was blessed.
Wow.
I was definitely blessed.
Okay, so what's different second time around from the first time around?
I'm definitely ready. I'm definitely.
So that willingness, or as Joyce Meyer had said, you get to a point where you're sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Exactly,
yes.
Exactly. That's exactly where I'm at. And I'm not that old. I'm only 38, but I'm too old to continue to be. I don't want to do this for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
I want to live.
Yes.
And I want to live a good life.
You're done surviving.
Yeah.
You want to thrive.
Yeah.
And in God you should.
Exactly.
But as usual, God corrects a lot of things in the foundation first before He propels you.
Yes. Well, I do believe everything I've gone through is obviously part of my journey, and it's just
no doubt.
Yeah.
Yes.
I do think that my story could help a lot of people because it's not, although it's my story, it's a lot of other
It's a lot of other people's stories. Well said. Yes. You can't teach anyone. You can't teach anyone on anything that you have not gone through.
Yes.
So I'm a graduate of child development. I've worked in indigenous hostels before.
Yeah.
Seen kids come through in there. I know foundation. I know the way out, but I don't know their story.
Yeah.
And I can't live their story. I can only talk to them on the surface.
Yeah.
And that helps in some areas, but I've never been a drug addict. I've never been hooked on alcohol. I don't drink, I don't smoke. I don't know any of that.
Yeah.
But yet I grew up in a poverty-stricken neighborhood, in a poverty-stricken home. So I can speak to them on that level. I've got countless uncles who have dead, gone, and been through what you've gone through. You know, I've got a sister who's gone through it. So I've experienced it, but haven't lived it. Yeah, exactly. So, yes, you can, and you will.
Yes.
I mean, nothing goes waste here in the kingdom. Somewhere along the line, someone's going to come across your path. You know, hey, you know what? I've been where you at. And you can speak into that life.
Yeah.
So, you know, be prepared for that, because that will come. It will come.
Cool.
So, so you're how long into Dooralong now?
So I've currently been there now for 6.5 months.
Yep.
I'm at the re-entry stage so I'm now gonna start transitioning back into the community.
Where is that going to be?
Doing things to doing TAFE courses and stuff like that. Yeah, it's scary, but
yes.
But
I was going to say, are you nervous?
Yes,
you should be, but confidently nervous.
Yeah. I just last week I had a bit of a I was ready to leave. I was keen, and I wanted to go, and then I had the weekend to sort of ponder it, and then I just all these what ifs and stuff come into my head, and I actually spoke to my caseworker and my friends, and I've got to remember all the groups and stuff that we've done and get back in the moment.
Yeah.
I'm excited, but
I can tell.
Yeah.
It's anxious. You can see that door.
Yes.
With Mel, our guest from Dooralong. You're looking at walking out the door and reigniting your life, not restarting. You've already started it. You're reigniting it.
Yeah.
And you're hanging around for a little bit longer because you just want to be sure.
Yes, absolutely.
You want that confidence. Because
absolutely.
you look at that door, you're exciting, but then there's nervousness on the other side, too.
Yeah. And not so much nervous that I'm or scared that I'm going to go out there and relapse, just scared that I'm going to fail at life. That's a big statement, but
one a lot of people share with you.
For a lot of my years, if I was to be honest with myself, I haven't been an adult. I've been in this drug world, and there's not a lot of adulting in that. And now I've got to put my big girl pants on, and I've got to be an adult, and that frightens me. But I know I can do it.
Yes, you can.
I know I can do it. I've learned a lot of tools at Dooralong, and I've worked a lot on myself when it comes to my self-esteem and my confidence. I'm still working on it. It's an ongoing process, but I'm getting there. Yeah. I'm really getting. Well, I'm doing a radio show.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
So
you were a bundle of nerves when you walked in here.
Yes.
But you're natural.
Yes. Oh, thank you.
And I'm sure that you're imparting to a lot of people. And the things you're saying, there are a lot of people out there who have had drug backgrounds and non-drug backgrounds who are afraid of life.
Yes.
Who are unsure of themselves. Who okay, well, I don't know if I can do this.
Yeah.
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's actually my girlfriend and I were on our way here driving, and we were talking about it, and addiction is just the tip of the iceberg. It's all the stuff underneath that.
Exactly.
And that's what we work on at Dooralong.
Yes. That's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You kill that foundation.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Because you've got a lot to live for.
Absolutely.
You got a lot to live for. You got 4 children.
Absolutely.
That you need to be there for, support.
Yeah,
because you've got to teach them.
Yeah,
you've got to lead them.
Yeah, I want to see them live a fulfilling life.
That's right.
And, yeah, absolutely.
Family, looking forward to seeing you again.
Yes.
You're looking forward to seeing family.
Oh, absolutely. I actually a couple of weeks ago I got extended leave to go. My parents have moved to Guyra.
Okay, yeah, I know it is.
Yes, so I got extended leave because it's a 7-hour trip on the train. And I went and spent a sort of a long weekend with them, and it was great. It was, it was, and my oldest son's living up there with them, so it was
Excellent.
So good to be with family. I didn't want to come home. I did because I know I'm still on my journey, but
hard to leave.
If I could have stayed up there longer, I definitely would have.
Hard to leave.
Yeah.
But no shortcuts this time. You want to finish,
Absolutely.
and you want to make sure.
Yep.
So that when you make that final trip, you're there to stay.
Absolutely.
Not just for that weekend, but for the long term. So, good decision.
Yeah.
It sounds like you're very much in control of yourself.
Yeah.
Your direction.
I'm getting there. I'm on that path to.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's talk future. I mean, where would you like home to be?
After I finish Dooralong, I'm going to be going to the transitional housing.
Mm-hmm.
And the transitional housing is it's still under the umbrella of Dooralong, so I've still got the support and that sort of structure, but I can go out and get a job and I can study if I wish and just move on to the next part of my life.
Any plans on what you might want to study? Are you going to go back and get a vocation?
Well, I'm about to start the Cert 3 in community services.
Community services. Okay, good. Good.
Yes. So
rewarding.
And that's just an option, you know what I mean? Like I've got a blank canvas.
Yeah.
Because of I have been in that drug world for so long. I definitely have a blank canvas to work for. From, so I can do
good sector.
Yeah.
Very rewarding.
Yes.
Hope shaping lives.
Yeah.
So tough work's not for everybody. You've got to have the mental attitude for it, and the desire and the compassion as well to work in that field. So I applaud you.
Yes,
can I toss in that maybe you might want to look at a career in radio? Yes. All those who think that her voice is appealing, please ring the number and let the front desk know so we can encourage Mel in this field. But you talked a little bit off air about actually taking it one step at a time and taking it slow.
Absolutely.
If you feel free to talk about that, be my guest. If not, we can move on to something else.
Because
I think it's very wise of you. Very tough call, but a very responsible call. Hashtag parenthood. It's the sacrifices you make. So go ahead and speak to that.
Although I love my children with all my heart and soul, I want to take my time in getting them back in my care, because I don't want to, one, mess them up again, and two, I don't want to sorry.
You're right. Yeah.
I don't want to take on more than I can handle and then end up back where I was.
Yes. Yeah.
And I know they're in a loving and caring. They're with a loving and caring family, and they're being well looked after. They're absolutely beautiful boys. They're growing up to be beautiful, and as long as I'm constantly in their life, which I am, I'm happy where they are until I am fully ready to have them back.
See, now that says a lot about you. Because that takes a strong mother to make that decision. That's I tip my hat to you. That is a courageous, brave, selfless act.
Yeah,
and it's all done for the caring and well-being of your children.
Absolutely.
Amen.
It took me a while to get to that point. Obviously, when they were first taken, I was so broken, and I just wanted them back. I was pretty much delusional, thinking that I might have used drugs, but we still had a good life. They went to school every day, they were fed, they were well dressed, everything. But I never thought of how I was mentally doing damage to them. So.
Wow. I applaud you. I do. Well done.
Thank you.
Thank you. Our guest today has been Mel. Mel, thank you. This has been a very enlightening interview. Thank you very much. And thank you for speaking to the people. And all the best. And if you're ever passing back through here, you better pop in here.
Okay, definitely.
We would love to get you back on and see how you're going and see what's happening.
You've been listening to an encore presentation of the Dooralong Stories, which can be heard live every Wednesday at 10 a.m. and repeated 8 p.m. Sunday and 1 a.m. Wednesday, right here on 94.9 rema.cc.